Right now, millions of cars in driveways and garages across America are under a recall that tells owners one thing: do not park this vehicle near your house. Not because of a check engine light, not because of a rattle, because the vehicle can catch fire while it is sitting there, turned off, doing nothing. I have spent 20 years turning wrenches on everything from beaters to daily drivers, and this is one of the strangest and most serious trends I have seen in the recall system in years. This is not a story about one bad model from one bad manufacturer. It spans Jeep, Kia, BMW, Nissan, and more, and it touches some of the best-selling vehicles in the country. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which vehicles are affected, why this is happening more and more, and how to check your own car in about 30 seconds. The scope of the problem. This is officially called a Park Outside Recall, and it is a specific category nhtsa created back in 2015 to flag defects serious enough that a parked, powered-off vehicle is still a fire risk. In 2022, NHTSA added a visible warning box to its online recall listings, specifically to make these notices harder to miss when a consumer searches their vehicle. In just the first 7 months of 2026, NHTSA issued 17 separate park outside recall campaigns, covering roughly 1.7 million vehicles. Carfax currently estimates that about 3.2 million vehicles nationwide are driving around right now with an unresolved park outside recall still open, meaning the owner has not yet gotten the fix, whether because parts are not available yet or because they simply have not brought the vehicle in. 8 of those recalls landed in June and July alone, which tells you this is accelerating, not slowing down, and it is worth checking your own vehicle even if you feel confident nothing has ever gone wrong with it. Why this is happening now. A former NHTSA investigator explained it simply. The engine is off, but the circuits are still hot, and they stay hot all the time. Modern vehicles are loaded with components that stay electrically live even after you shut the engine down. Things like starter relays, seat motors, high-voltage battery packs, and wiring harnesses. As cars pack in more electronics, more infotainment systems, more power accessories, and more battery capacity, there are simply more places for something to go wrong while the vehicle just sits there overnight. This is not just an electric vehicle problem either. Plenty of the biggest cases involve ordinary gas-powered SUVs and sedans that most people would never think of as fire risks. The Jeep Wrangler and Gladiator. The largest single case this year involves Stellantis, which recalled just over 1 million Jeep Wranglers and Gladiators from model years 2021 through 2025 in June. The issue is an electric hydraulic power steering pump with wiring that can overheat and ignite the vehicle while it is parked with the ignition completely off. Not while driving, not while starting up, just sitting in a driveway. NHTSA is aware of 51 fires and at least 1 injury connected to this defect. As of the most recent reporting, the actual repair was still under development, meaning owners were told to park outside with no fixed timeline for a permanent solution, which leaves over 1 million Jeep owners in a genuinely uncomfortable holding pattern. The Jeep 4 XE plug-in hybrids. Separately, Jeep Wrangler 4xe and Grand Cherokee 4xe plug-in hybrids. Roughly 320,000 vehicles across model years 2020 through 2026 were recalled after high-voltage battery packs were found with damaged separator cells. Chrysler is aware of at least 1 injury potentially related to this defect. Owners of these specific vehicles were told not only to park outside, but to stop charging the vehicle entirely, since a charged battery carries a higher fire risk than a depleted one, which is a genuinely inconvenient instruction for anyone who bought a plug-in hybrid specifically to charge it every night. The Kia Telluride. The Kia Telluride case is the one that should worry people most, because it is a repeat failure. Kia recalled roughly 463,000 Tellurides from model years 2020 through 2024 in July for a front power seat motor that can overheat and start a fire, whether the vehicle is parked or being driven. Here is the part that matters. This is a redo of a recall Kia already issued back in 2024 for the same defect. Kia's own tracking found 18 incidents tied to this same problem between the original fix and April of this year, including 7 seat fires and 11 cases of melted components. Kia has attributed some of that failure rate to sporadic dealer workmanship on the earlier repairs. In other words, the first fix did not fully solve the problem for every vehicle, And Kia is now asking owners to bring their vehicles in a second time for an updated electronic fuse assembly. The BMW and Toyota Supra case. Nearly 200,000 BMW vehicles from model years 2019 through 2022 are also under a park outside order, covering the Z4, 330i, X3, X4, 530i, 430i, and 230i, along with roughly 1,500 Toyota Supras, which are built by BMW and share the same platform and componentry. The cause is a starter relay that can corrode over time, overheat, and short circuit, a slow-developing failure mode rather than a sudden defect, which is part of why it took years for the pattern to surface. Because of parts availability issues, BMW is rolling out this repair in phases rather than all at once, which means some owners may be waiting longer than others for a fix, even after bringing their car in and confirming the recall applies to them. The Nissan Leaf. Nissan has its own case here too. And it is a good example of how these recalls are not limited to older vehicles or niche models. NHTSA issued a recall for certain 2026 Nissan Leaf vehicles after finding that the high-voltage battery may have internal damage that can cause a short circuit within the battery module, creating a fire risk even when the car is parked and not charging. Owners were told to park outside, away from structures, and to stop charging the vehicle entirely until the repair is available. Nissan said a fix was expected to be available by July of this year, with owners to be notified individually once the remedy is ready. What makes this case notable is the model year. This is not a 5 or 6-year-old vehicle with worn components. It is a brand new Leaf straight off the assembly line, which shows that a battery defect can slip through quality control even on a current production model, not just on something aging in a used car lot. What to actually do? If any of this sounds like it could apply to you, the fix takes about 30 seconds. Go to nhtsa.gov/recalls and enter your 17-digit VIN. Do not rely on just knowing your model year, because recall populations are sometimes narrower than the full model range suggests, and a vehicle can be added to or removed from a campaign as the investigation develops. If your VIN comes back with an open park outside recall, follow the instruction exactly as written. That usually means parking away from your house, your garage, and other vehicles, and in some cases not charging the vehicle at all until the dealer completes the repair, which is done at no cost to you regardless of your warranty status or how many miles are on the odometer. The uncomfortable truth here is that the recall system is not broken. It caught these defects, it is tracking the fire counts, and manufacturers are legally required to fix them for free, no matter who owns the vehicle or how it was purchased. The system is working the way it was designed to work. What is genuinely new is how many of these cases now involve a vehicle that never even needs to be running to become dangerous, which changes the calculus for anyone who parks in an attached garage every night without a second thought. If you drive a Jeep Wrangler, a Kia Telluride, or one of these BMW models, go check your VIN today rather than after you see smoke. Have you ever had a recall notice show up for your own car, and did you get it fixed right away or let it sit? Let me know in the comments. Next time we are looking at the minivan comeback nobody saw happening, and why used prices have not caught up yet. Drive safe.